You can't even sit in peace, 'cause all of these niggas be on you. Only saying I can be, yeah, one that you call and you talk to.
What's up, y'all, and welcome back to my channel. So as you could tell by the beginning of this video, we are going to be discussing, ooh, my lash. We are going to be discussing It Girl self-care tips and hygiene tips that I have learned over the years. You see so many It Girl morning routines, night routines, how to be an It Girl in general here on YouTube, on social media, period. And for me, I think that the number one most important way to be an It Girl, and for me, an It Girl has a whole different definition. Like, an It Girl for me is just being myself and just feeling comfortable in my own skin, feeling beautiful, confident about myself. And I definitely have to say, in order to be that It Girl, you definitely need to work on making sure that your hygiene is A1. Hygiene can mean different things for people, but in this video, I'm gonna be just sharing with you guys all of my It Girl hygiene and self-care tips that I think are really, really important to be that girl for yourself. So if you are interested in hearing these tips, stay tuned. Okay, y'all, so some of these tips are real basic, and I'm sorry, I just keep doing this. And if y'all see me looking in this screen, welcome me to the club. I know a lot of YouTubers do that, and I just recently got this bigger screen that I was gonna use for another camera. Unfortunately, tech stuff, it didn't work out, so I'm using my usual camera, but I thought that I would go ahead and just use the screen. So every now and then you'll see me look here, and that's because I'm just looking to make sure everything is how I want it, and I'm already seeing something wrong with the little pumpers in the bag, but we straight. We gonna continue this video. So the first tip is pretty basic. All of us as grown adults should already know this, but I know sometimes we have a lot going on and maybe this just isn't top priority. But the first one is to see a dentist regularly. And I'm gonna let y'all know from experience, I have not always been that girl to go to the dentist. I remember when I finally got my good little corporate job and I finally went to the dentist because I had dental insurance. It was so bad, y'all, because I was not using a good toothbrush. I was not flossing regularly, and I had so much buildup. And I know I'm putting myself out there, but I just want to tell y'all what I went through. So I had so much buildup that it literally, first of all, I didn't know there was a such thing as a deep teeth cleaning, and literally it hurts like hell. They don't just use the regular tools to clean your teeth. Like, they use these like really invasive tools that really dig deep into your gums, and it was super painful. And I had to do it not once but 2 times because that's how bad my hygiene for my teeth was. I was not doing what I should be doing. And y'all, my mom used to be a dental hygienist, so yeah, like, come on. I knew all about taking care of my teeth. I just didn't do it. I had to pay the price for that, but definitely make sure that you're seeing a dentist regularly. You're gonna definitely see a difference in your teeth overall, the health of them. You're not gonna have bleeding teeth and all that, and that leads me into flossing. I cannot stand flossing. I do not like it at all, but I definitely know that that's gonna save your teeth from you being 40, 50 years old and your teeth are starting to get loose and you just look crazy. So I will definitely have to say, I do not floss twice a day like it is recommended by the dentist, but I do try to floss once a day. Because, child, sometimes I be flossing and a lot of the meat and stuff and food that I ate throughout the day is in there. And then I start thinking like I'm really going to sleep sometimes, and I have all this stuff in between my teeth. So, and then on top of all that, you have really bad breath. And I try to explain this to my child. You know, when you're young, you don't want to listen to your parents, but bad breath is prevalent when you are not seeing a dentist, getting your teeth cleaned regularly, and when you're not flossing. So I just try to make sure that I keep it in my regimen to make sure I'm going to get my teeth cleaned. And I go to get my teeth cleaned 3 times a year, which is, I believe it's 2 or 3 times. I'll leave it on the screen that you should be seeing a dentist, as well as making sure that I floss. So that is like the beginning of your It Girl routine as far as hygiene is concerned. Before we start talking about skincare and all that, you want to start with the basics, which is teeth. So let's talk about toothbrushes. So before I got this little cute little toothbrush, I was using, I think like some type of electric toothbrush, or it may have even been manual, but it wasn't like a toothbrush that I invested in. I really didn't know that there was like a difference in how your teeth health would be dependent upon your toothbrush. So when I started to regularly go to the dentist, they recommended between an Oral-B and then a Philips Sonicare. So at the time I was heavily shopping at Costco, and I just came across this there, and I have not looked back. I'm telling y'all, when I go to the dentist, I have no cavities. Knock on wood, I have none of that, because I feel like this toothbrush, as well as flossing regularly, has really helped me. And what I like about this toothbrush is that you have replacement heads. So that's another very important thing. You want to make sure that you're changing out your toothbrush, I believe, every 6 months. And so for me, instead of me having to buy a whole new toothbrush, I just buy these Philips replacement heads and then just replace the toothbrush. And what I also like is that they have these toothbrush head covers, which is going to protect your toothbrush when it's just sitting on the counter. You don't want all that stuff that you're flushing in the toilet or whatever else is going on in your bathroom getting on your toothbrush. So I would highly recommend to have some kind of toothbrush cover when you just leave your toothbrush on the counter. So definitely will recommend that toothbrush. Learn through me. Like, that was the worst experience, having to get my teeth clean and just feeling like I was in hell, and then it hurt. Then my teeth were hurting for like 2 weeks after the treatment because they had to clean out my teeth so bad. So yeah, no good. Okay, so now that we done got the teeth together, now we are gonna move on to feminine care. So with feminine care, growing up, you know, I just knew that you put some soap down in that area and you're good to go. No. So as I got older, and after being irritated and all that other stuff that us women go through trying to learn our bodies, I definitely realized that I needed to pay special attention to that area and that really use the products that were meant for our feminine intimate area. So I would definitely recommend that you invest in an intimate wash, and every intimate wash is not equal. That is another thing that I had to unfortunately learn the hard way. I have also learned, just because it says it's an intimate wash, you really need to do your research. But this I would definitely recommend an intimate wash in your routine. I know some people use bar soaps and things like that, but I think that the safest route, so that your pH balance is okay and that you don't you know, have an allergic reaction or whatever, and that, you know, you smell good, everything is in check, is to just use an intimate wash. So I can definitely vouch for this one. I have been loving this, and it is the Nivea Intimo. This is a foreign product. I think this is a German product, but I will definitely leave this below. But once you find a good intimate wash that works for you, that your pH balance is in check and loves, I would definitely stick with it. I don't think that I would ever change from this. I mean, Honey Pot is good, and I've had other couple ones I picked up from Target, but this one is like really A1. So definitely make sure in your It Girl hygiene routine that you have an intimate wash that is your go-to to keep you so fresh, so clean, and your pH balance in check. And since we're talking about our pH balance in our intimate area, I would also highly recommend that you make sure that you're investing in good sanitary napkins, or if you use tampons, good tampons. Growing up, my mom always used Always, so I went towards Always and used it all through high school. college, just my young adulthood, I always use always, but then I started researching and learning that a lot of these brands, they don't use organic products, they use chemicals, and you're literally sitting your womb, sitting your intimate area on this pad or this tampon that has all these chemicals and crap in it. So after research and trial and error, I found me a really good brand. They're called Elle, and I have not looked back. I really love the amount of blood that this can hold. I love the fact that there's no smell, and these are 100% cotton. They are definitely pricey, but I would say that I have not wanted to use another pad line since trying these out. So really love them. You can get them at Target. They're kind of hard and expensive for whatever reason to order through Amazon, but these are a game changer. So I have learned that sometimes, you know, when you're on a budget, you want to be cost effective and you want to get maybe more product for your money. But when it comes to your intimate area, as an it girl, that girl, you just want to make sure that you may need to budget a little bit just to invest in better products for that area. Like, your girl is in her 30s, so I can definitely tell you, especially for my young girls watching, that through trial and error, especially my intimate area, because she's a diva, you want to make sure that you're buying products that your pH balance is going to love, and that you're not going to have irritations or having to run to your GYN because you didn't have some kind of, you know, allergic reaction to the product. So definitely make sure that you're investing in your period care. Since we're on that subject, another important thing when it comes to your, I keep saying to your intimate area, but just like your womanly parts period in that down there, is you want to take a probiotic. Now, your girl, I got a problem with taking vitamins, like just swallowing them. It takes me forever just to swallow one damn pill. It's crazy, but I know the importance of a probiotic. They are really gonna help you with your pH balance, just help with how everything is working down there, period. So you definitely wanna make sure that you're taking some sort of probiotic. Now, there are millions of brands that sell probiotics, so it can get confusing. I will definitely make sure that I leave the probiotic that I am currently taking, which is by Hum, and it's called Private Party, and it has cranberry in it, which is good. We all know cranberry is good for us, and it also has 10BN organisms. So definitely would say try these out if you want, but there's also a wide variety of other probiotics. But to be that girl and to be an it girl, you want to make sure that you're internally taking care of yourself as well. So definitely make sure that you have your little regimen, your ritual going for your, I want to say something else so bad, not your womanly care, but your feminine care. So we're still on feminine care. So the next thing that is important, which I probably should have started off first, was pap smears. I also can say from experience, because I did have fibroids and I went through a lot with that. If it wasn't for getting a pap smear and talking to my GYN regularly, I would have never known that I had fibroids. I just knew, because women, we have an intuition that something was going on. And by going and getting that pap smear, I found out that I had fibroids, which of course, thank God, have successfully been removed. So that's why you want to see your GYN, because sometimes we're so busy that we can't listen to our bodies and we don't know what's going on, and it could be something, God forbid, that your GYN finds, and then you gotta, you know, of course, get treatment or whatever. So I would definitely recommend seeing your GYN. You want to make sure that your feminine parts are working as they should and that there's no issue. So yes, girl, make sure you go and schedule that appointment. As a matter of fact, I'm talking to myself because I'm way overdue for a pap smear. And then moving on from feminine care, we are going to talk about good old vitamins. So I talked about probiotics, but you also want like a multivitamin, because like for me, I cannot swallow a bunch of pills. So this is going to hook you up, because a multivitamin has a bunch of different vitamins in one capsule, and that's it. Now I'm talking to myself again because I have a hard time, like I mentioned, swallowing pills. And as you can hear, there's a bunch of them in here. But I got to start doing that. We want to make sure, as that girl, that it girl, that we are taking care of ourselves internally, because again, that's going to show externally as well when you are doing what you need to do for your body in general. Okay, so now to the fun stuff. So we're going to talk about body care and the things that I feel are essential to be that it girl and that you should have a part of your routine. The first one is have a good deodorant. Now, it has took me a long time to find a good deodorant, and that's because as a Taurus, we like to stick with what we know. Even when we don't love it as much, we still like to stick with what we know. So I have been using Secret Clinic Strength deodorant for years, and the cream or the gel, just depending on what's available. But I recently started watching other girls' hygiene YouTube videos, and I realized there was a trend with this Dove spray. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get out of my little routine and try it, and I have not looked back. Now, I'm a girl that is a heavy sweater in the summertime, and I didn't think that a dry spray would actually work, but it works, and it smells amazing. So I have been hooked ever since. So I would say definitely make sure that you have yourself a good deodorant. Now, I know a lot of us, not myself, but a lot of you guys don't like this type of deodorant that has aluminum in it. You want a more organic deodorant, which is fine. I would just make sure that you find one that works with your body well, because not all deodorants are equal, and this deodorant may be effective for me, and for the next girl it may not be effective for you. So I would just say make sure that you try out a bunch until you get that right one where it's long lasting and that you smell good. But this is definitely a plus. I really love this Dove dry spray deodorant. Especially, I think this is a good one, especially for the summertime, because it's warmer. We're showing a whole lot of more skin. And when you're that girl, I don't care how much makeup you got on, what fly clothes you got on, that new Louis Vuitton Gucci bag you got on, please make sure that your skin is looking good. I'm very self-conscious about how I look when I go out. Like my fiance will tell y'all, we can go to the grocery store and he be like, why are you trying to get all done up? And not as in done up as in makeup and stuff, but just make sure that I look put together when I'm out in public. So for me, body care is a must. You are never gonna see me. If you see me out, y'all, and I'm ashy or my skin is looking dry, please point it out to me, because that is just never gonna happen unless it's like an emergency and I'm in the ER or something like that. But yeah, so I would definitely highly recommend that girl to use an exfoliator. I definitely have this as a routine that I do at least twice a week. I definitely want to make sure that all the dead skin is off of my skin, that my skin is looking its best at all times. So definitely make sure that you have a good exfoliator that you love. For me, it's just been Tree Hut. Well, I have another one here too. Let me show y'all. It's either been Tree Hut that I've been using or Victoria's Secret scrubs. These two are just amazing. So definitely highly recommend that you have your body care routine when you're in the shower, because to be that girl, you want to make sure that you're presenting yourself as best as you can. And for me, that's making sure that my skin is popping and glowing and looking its best. So definitely make sure that you have some kind of exfoliator. So I would say, as far as your body care routine is concerned, the basics that you want to have, I think that every that it girl should have is a good body wash. So I did show you this Caress one, but I also been loving Dove's antibacterial body wash, but I'm not going to really get in depth of like my favorite products. I'll link those below. I just want to tell you guys what type of products that you should have. Definitely a good scrub like I mentioned. And you also want to have a good moisturizer. So Tree Hut has some really good moisturizers, and they're inexpensive. This is a body butter by them, so definitely, and I wouldn't say invest because it doesn't have to be expensive, but excuse me, make sure that you have a good body moisturizer. And then you also want to make sure that you have a good shaving cream, shaving gel. So I've used this a million times in my routine, but Brazilian Bear has a good one. And you also want to make sure that you're investing in your razors. Now, in my younger years, I didn't care the cheapest razor because razors are expensive, let's face it. But in my younger years, I would just get the cheapest one. You know, them little cheap ones you can get from the 99-cent store, and that is a absolutely no. You're just tearing up your skin. I don't care what kind of shaving cream you got, it's just no good. So you want to make sure that you invest, and these can be a little pricey, but please invest in a good razor. So for me, a good razor is this Harry's 5-blade. This is actually, I don't know if they make it for women, but when it was recommended to me, they said it's a mid razor. So I just ordered it and I have not looked back. I actually recently bought a woman's razor, and it was, I believe, a 5-blade razor, and it just did not shave the same. Something about these Harry's razors, I really love them. They give me a close shave and they have my skin looking smooth. I don't have all the strawberry legs effect after using it. So girl, just invest in the razor. It gets on my nerves every time I spend the money on it because they're hella expensive, but your skin is gonna love you for it. And then last but not least, I like to invest in a good loofah. Well, I wouldn't say this is a loofah because I don't really like loofahs because they hold a bunch of bacteria. But I would definitely recommend some kind of body exfoliator. I grew up using washcloths on my body. I couldn't imagine doing that. I do use a washcloth still for my intimate area and backside, but invest in like a good body washer, if I can say it correctly. And for me, it's been these little body exfoliators, which I'll link below. Love them, love them, love them. But all these products and all of these tools help keep my skin top tier. I think ever since I started on this hygiene self-care journey, and I've been sharing it with you guys, I've really seen a big difference in just overall how my skin looks and how it glows. So I can say that, girl, just before you throw on makeup and all that other external stuff, like you can step outside and just be plain Jane and still be looking top tier because people can tell that you take care of yourself. Like for me, when I look at people, I'm not just looking at, you know, your makeup and what clothes you have on. I'm looking at your skin. Or is your skin moisturized? Is it glowing? Stuff like that impresses me. I know, weird, but it just does. So moving on from the body, now we're going to talk about the face. So of course, you know, we all love, well, most of us love makeup, but makeup is not always the key to flawless skin. For me, I'm in love with skincare, and it has definitely been a journey for me and a struggle lately because I've been going through hormonal stuff, and because of that, I've been getting a lot of breakouts in this area that I'm trying to control, but still, I make sure that my skincare game is on point. So definitely make sure you have some kind of skincare routine. This definitely is kind of new for me because I would say about a couple years ago, it was literally just wash my face, put on some moisturizer, and you're done. But as I'm getting older and my skin is changing, not always for the good, I have to make sure that I'm investing in some good facial products. So I would definitely say If you don't have a routine right now, or you feel like you're not sure if your routine is good, a starter, which I learned at a very young age for a good skincare routine for your face, is just to have a good cleanser, have a good toner, and have a good moisturizer. That's it. That's like the basic of the basics. But of course, depending on your skin type, you're gonna need other things in between that, but that's definitely a good starter. For me, I like to make sure that for my That Girl skincare routine for my face, I don't care if I'm using a cheap facial cleanser or a cheap toner, but the one thing that I'm not gonna get that's cheap is my face moisturizer. Like, that is a must for me to invest and pay a little money to make sure that I have some nice, plumpy, glowy looking skin. And so with that being said, for me, I've been loving the Tatcha, and I actually just got a refill because my Sephora order just came in, so right on time. But I've been loving the Tatcha Dewy Skin Cream, and this is a little pricey depending on the size you get, but to me this is actually a more, I'm not even gonna say a cheaper, but for me, a more cheaper brand, but I really love them. They sell this in Sephora and a few other places, but you want to make sure that whatever problem area you have on your face, that product that's specifically for that problem area that you're investing in and getting a really high quality product. For me, my skin can be dry. I used to have super oily skin. Now I feel like my skin is super dry, so I'm making sure that I'm investing and putting my coins into a really good face moisturizer. And then of course you want to make sure that you have a good mask that you're using at least once a week. And this one is super inexpensive. They sell it in Target, but I've been using the Versed Instant Resurfacing Mask. Really love this. Would highly recommend it. It has AAH and BHA complex in it, which is good to clear your face up. So definitely though, make sure that you're investing in at least some of your face care products, because you're gonna look good, you're gonna feel confident, and you're gonna love your skin. And that's the one thing that I know a lot of people in general hate is, oh, my skin, and I know I'm struggling. So I just want to make sure that the least that I do is that I have a good skincare routine every night. And that's another thing. So I used to do all my skincare in the morning, and then at night, like I would choose morning or evening. But now I'm choosing to do my skincare routine morning and night, as well as I've learned that there's products that you only use in the daytime, and then there's products that you only use at the nighttime. So make sure that when you're buying products, you're reading it. Can you use them both day and night, or just day and then just night? Because that also is gonna make a difference, because I was using a product that I think I should be using at night, and I noticed that when I stopped using it, I stopped getting like marks on my face, which I think it was because with the chemicals in it, I shouldn't have been going out in the sun without sunscreen. So it's really important as that girl that you're making sure that you do your research on your skincare, see what works for you, and when you find that perfect routine, just stick with it. Because I'm that girl where I'll say, oh, well, let me switch it up, and then my skin trips out. When you find that routine that works for your skin, don't switch it up, girl, okay? And of course, all of these products that are my faves that I really like, I will definitely leave for you below. But that's it, y'all. So those are my self-care and hygiene tips to be that it girl. I feel like being that it girl is different for all of us. I feel like a lot of times we watch these different YouTube videos or things on social media, and we put ourselves in a box like that is what it means for all of us, and that is so far from the truth. So for me, feeling confident and being happy in myself and in my skin is what that girl is all about. So all of these products, all of these things that I discussed today are things that bring me joy and make me happy and make me feel like I'm at my best. So if you guys have anything that you would like to add, or what makes you, I want to know hear from you guys, like what are the hygiene and self-care routines that you guys have to make you feel like you're that girl. Definitely let me know below. If you are new here, I want to say hi, welcome to the BJD gang. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I would definitely love if you stuck around, and I love you guys. I do see some newbies coming in. I just want to say what's up. I love you. I definitely appreciate all of the love from you guys, all of the engagement. And of course, I hope you guys are enjoying your summer. I'm actually headed on another vacation here in a couple days, so I'll definitely make sure that I post some pictures. And if you want to see real time what I have going on, definitely follow me on Instagram. Yes, I definitely am very active over there. And I love you guys, and I will see y'all real soon. Peace.